Good morning, you already know who it is. Some of the more recent Minecraft 1.20 snapshots have done some pretty amazing things, like fix a million bugs and have this beautiful new menu screen. But the update's not done. In fact, there's actually still a lot to go. Today we'll be taking a look at just about every feature that should still be making it to the game in 1.20. At least the non-secret ones, the ones that we kind of already know about. Let's do this. It's clear that one of the biggest parts of 1.20 is exploration. Tied in perfectly with that exploration theme is all of the beautiful brand new armor trim items. After 1.20, armor is never going to look the same. Now, when armor trims were first added to the game a couple months ago, another thing got updated alongside them. That thing? A workstation block, the smithing table. Inside of the smithing table, what is that? Huh? So this is one that's been eating me alive for months now. How could they do this? We already knew that Bedrock had better armor, since it's clear, it's obvious, but how could they do this right in front of us? The arms are literally right there. Come on. But it doesn't stop there. To take it even farther, if you crouch and interact with this thing, you can actually pose it as well. In an update that is literally all about storytelling, I don't know. I don't know if I know of a better storytelling feature than this thing right there. Now look, I don't know if I'm going off the deep end with this one, you be the judge of that, but just this past weekend, she tweeted this statue holding a gold sword. Is this a hint? Alright lads, look, I said for this video, we're only going to talk about things that are like, for certain. They make perfect sense. Look lads, look, I know this isn't for certain, but I think the time is now. We need to crank up the pressure on the devs a little bit for this one. Meadow villages. What is going on here? This is something that's driven me crazy even longer than that armor stand one. I talked about this quite a bit before, but in Minecraft 1.14 they updated the villages and added a different version of the village for every single biome that there's a village. Then in 1.18 they added the meadow village in, and it's literally just the plains village. Though the meadow isn't technically getting an update in 1.20, cherry blossom biome is getting an update, and they generate in the exact same spot that meadows can generate. Look, how hard would it be to take the meadow village and just inch it over, swap it from the meadow biome over to the cherry grove biome, put a couple brand new beautiful buildings in, get that wonderful reskinned villager in here as well, and oh man, it will be so perfect. Alright, now I got a feeling we should get out of this village. Moving on. The sniffer, one of the most amazing Minecraft mobs of all time, and I stand by it. From the animations tied to the sad-looking dog Dino to what it actually does with the whole digging mechanic, the sniffer is easily one of the coolest mobs. Even more cool, tied to this thing, we got two plants right now. We got the torchflower plant and we got the pitcher plant as well. Torchflower, absolutely beautiful. Pitcher, oh, stunningly gorgeous as well. But there is more. Now look, listen, financially I'm not in the position to get sued by Microsoft right now, so you'll have to excuse me, but this image right here, it's a little blurry, but maybe your memory, inside of it deep, it's a little bit more clear. You know what I'm talking about. In fact, I have an idea. In game, the closest and best way that I can show this thing off is like this right here. Imagine having vines growing on a wall, and then you put the cornflower, this blue flower, on top of the vine, sprinkle it all over, you get this blue flower, but it's like on a vine, you know? Oh, beautiful. Even more beautifully, we find this cool flowering vine plant from one of the best Minecraft mobs of all time, the sniffer. Look, long story short with this one, it does seem that we have at least one more sniffer plant waiting and on the way. Hopefully soon. Next up, we've got one that admittedly there hasn't been any mention of quite yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen in this update. In the newer Minecraft updates, one of the final things the devs do before they drop the update is capture the vibes with music. Now this whole music thing, it comes in a couple different forms. In the form of ambient music that plays in the background while you're doing things, but also in the form of amazing music discs. Starting in 1.16, we got Pigstep. In Minecraft 1.17, we got the other side music disc, and then in 1.18, we got nothing. But that's because it was Caves and Cliffs Part 2. And most recently, inside of 1.19, we got Music Disc 5, with a super interesting way of crafting this thing too. Music is one of my favorite things in the world. I really hope that they follow the theme of new music in 1.20 with ambient music and a new disc too. For years, Bedrockers have been flexing on Java Gang with those sweet armor stands we talked about. However, the sniffer is back because for months, Java's been flexing on Bedrock. Yeah, so as of the recording of this video right here, over on Bedrock Edition, the sniffer is way more unfinished. Did you know that the only sniffer plant that exists on Bedrock right now is actually the torch flower, which is found from torch flower seeds, which is found from the sniffer, which is actually not found at all yet. There is no sniffer egg on Bedrock either. Look, I'm not a dev, so I don't know the complexities behind this one. But I do think it's interesting that the sniffer on Bedrock is actually a separate toggle from the 1.20 toggle. Hopefully this thing isn't like delayed or something. Simply put, a delaying of the sniffer would make President Taft very, very sad, as this is his favorite Minecraft mob. Almost as favorite as when you leave a like on this video. In a world record survival series, one of my favorite episodes to work on was the advancement episode, where we basically went and got every single Minecraft 1.18 advancement before 1.19 dropped. At this point, it's a tradition that every major Minecraft update comes with advancements that tie into the features inside of the update. With the wild update being all about the frogs in the swamp, as well as the deep dark biome, a lot of the advancements relate to those features. When it comes to the absolutely massive Minecraft 1.20 update, opportunities for advancements are literally all over the place. How about that new netherite crafting recipe, or for trimming armor? Or what about an advancement for doing a little bit of sharding? Maybe you find a shard inside of a suspicious block. We could also have advancements for decorating pots up with different shards and maybe telling a story. One of the signs that 1.20 is actually getting close for real is advancements popping up in snapshots. Until that happens, we still got a ways to go. But wait just a second, did somebody say pots? Because there's a secret. Even more interestingly, this is a secret that has been inside of the snapshots for weeks and weeks now. They know we know. The devs know we know that this is inside of the game and they don't care. They're not removing it. And if they're not removing it, I would say that means one thing. Now check this out. First we craft a pot and then we place it down. And to be clear, this could be any kind of decorated pot, even the plain one. Minecraft Java has a super useful tool called the debug stick. You can basically use this tool to cycle through block states in the game. Like this fence gear right here, I can go ahead and rotate it. Or I could cycle through and say like, I don't know, maybe I want it like open or something. In a sense, this magic enchanted stick is used for customizing specific blocks. You could say that certain blocks are boring, like they don't do anything. And for example, mud, it has no properties at all. The pot, however, it does have a property, a cracked property. Every single pot in the game, it can be cracked, except it can't be. As you might know, in survival Minecraft, if I go ahead and hit this thing, it just breaks. It doesn't crack or anything. And same thing with that. If I hit it with a tool, I mean, I guess it cracks in a sense, it like shatters everywhere, but that wouldn't need a block state at all. With there being a no cracked pot in the game, but a block state for it, it's clear that these pots are an unfinished feature. It's also clear, in my opinion, and this is a hill I'll die on, that inside of this thing is like a firefly or something. What? This is a pretty strange texture occurrence, and it occurs on both versions too. This could be a couple different things, from an Easter egg referencing the past to a practical joke to maybe the beginning of this cracked block state. We have no clue. No matter what, look, I'm not going to get into it here. For more on this strange occurrence, check out this video next. And let's move on. Speaking of pots, archaeology. Look, don't get me wrong, I love Minecraft's new archaeology system. The new structure where you can find, I think it's beautiful. But it also kind of feels unfinished. I can't be the only one that thinks this. Like strange pot behaviors aside, opinions on the architectural integrity and beauty of the structure aside, archaeology is just kind of, it's kind of weird. In the case of some of the smaller archaeology dig sites, desert well, ocean ruins maybe, I guess it feels a little bit more complete. But in the case of this big, massive dig site, with so many junk items, it kind of feels like what's the point? With so much of this loot being literal worthless junk, is it even worth it right now? On the surface, it seems like there should be more to archaeology. And speaking about the surface, this thing is literally on the surface. If you want to say the loot table for this stuff is fully finished and fine, sure, whatever. But at the least, the structure generates completely differently on both versions. On Java, the structure is routinely buried, showing only like 4 of the top blocks. On Bedrock, this thing is sometimes fully uncovered like this right here. Yeah, that's a problem. I haven't made any dedicated guides on trail ruins or updated archaeology guides because at this point, I think it'd be silly. I really do think we'll see some archaeology adjustments in the final stage of 1.20 development. Great news, Bedrock gang. It seems like your wait is finally almost over. Gosh, I can't lie, lads. I almost get choked up, emotional, in tears at the thought of this, but after all of these years, the hope, the promise, the thought, the mere suggestion that this will finally be coming to the game, banner shields in Minecraft 1.20. Yeah. Relatively recently in the development of 1.20, it was discovered that banner shields are planned for this update. Finally. Unfortunately, as of the latest beta, we still have yet to see the fruits of the devs' labor when it comes to this feature. But soon. In an update all about personalization, it just makes sense. Oh, and also, people literally keep finding references to this stuff inside of the game files. It's coming soon. Every missing Minecraft 1.20 feature, it's only a matter of time until these things make it into the game. If I missed one, you let me know all about that down in the comments below. But I think I got them all. Pedro Gang, a big shout out, Infamous MC, The Great Vegeta, Michael H, CK, Galen and Jackie S, and Skelly Wampus. Next up, I recommend the most recent Everything series episode. I think you'll love it. Check it out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.